precious, even holy to you. I traveled thousands of miles with the late Gerald Kaufman on the issues of Kashmir and Palestine. It was a duty for me, wajib. I had no choice but to take the stand that I took on these issues. But Gerald Kaufman did have a choice, and the choice he took was therefore more valuable and more powerful. To have me speaking up for Muslims was my duty, but it was not for him. His contribution was therefore more powerful than mine. When I stand up against the occupation of Al-Quds, of Masjid al-Aqsa, in the hands of the foreigner, under occupation, and the guns of the occupier, this is my duty. When Kaufman did it, it was of great moment. Manchester had 5 Labour MPs until a week or so ago. 4 of them were and remain members of the Labour Friends of Israel. I have no idea why. The only one who was not a friend of Israel was Gerald Kaufman. And his words about the indignity, obscenity of using the suffering of his own grandparents in the Holocaust as a cover for Israeli crimes drove the supporters of Israel crazy. Trust me, they hated Kaufman for the reasons that you should remember him fondly and ask God to have mercy upon his soul.
Amen.
The other issue on which we traveled thousands of miles, at home and abroad, over decades, was the occupation of Kashmir, which gets so little attention in the international media and amongst the ruling circles, in parliament, in government, in our own country especially. The most dense and brutal military occupation, not just in the world, but in the history of the world. 600,000 Indian soldiers occupying Jammu and Kashmir, suppressing a small people ruthlessly and bloodily. 100,000 shaheed since 1987. Scores of thousands of prisoners, thousands of women abused and raped as a weapon of war, and thousands of missing people, presumed dead, but perhaps in a dungeon here or there. We campaigned, I campaigned all of my life on these subjects. I was rewarded. I hold the Hilali Qadi-Azam and the Hilali Pakistan. But I never asked for any reward or any thanks, because it is, for me, wajib, duty. But how many others remain silent or worse on these crimes? Gerald is gone now. People ask me, why not at 62, with mashallah so many young children, 4 children under 10. I don't enjoy my retirement. I could not enjoy any retirement whilst these crimes remain unpunished and ongoing. Gerald is gone, but I intend to continue his work here in Manchester and across the country and wherever I can be heard. Somebody asked me yesterday why I didn't concentrate on writing or my radio or television work or films. And I pointed to a picture in today's papers, but also in last evening's, of Tony Blair sitting amongst the great and the good at the unveiling of a memorial for 2 wars that he and George Bush created and which killed more than 1 million people. As long as God gives me breath, I will stay in politics until Blair is behind bars for the crimes that he committed against the people of Iraq, Afghanistan, and elsewhere. He expelled me from the Labour Party because of my leadership of the movement against the war on Iraq. I'm ready to pay that price, any price, to see justice for the people whose lives were lost or ruined and wrecked by this man, and to see him at Buckingham Palace when he should be at The Hague at the International War Crimes Tribunal is the reason that I have the energy and determination to continue. It's an honor for me to be able to share these moments of reflection with you. The blood of Muslims in this world remains cheaper than the blood of anyone else. And it's against that we must struggle in a disciplined and reasoned way, using democratic power to ensure that our voices are heard and that our demands are met. No one's asking anyone. In this country, I heard you, Imam Sahib, talk powerfully about the freedoms that we have in this country. By the way, they weren't handed to us. We had to fight for them. But we must use those freedoms. Use that space to be heard. The friends of Israel are heard everywhere. And the Muslims are 10 times more in Britain. But our voice is not heard nearly clearly enough. By the grace of God, I have a clear voice. And I'm still here. And I'm not going anywhere. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.